So I got a thing for exotic woods, and I wanted to see if I could use these, cut them with my laser engraver, and then make something really cool. So if you're into woodworking and you like exotic wood like I do, and you want to cut some itty bitty pieces to make really cool crafts like this for your woodworking, this video is for you. Now I did this on a small scale, but I love the idea of taking wood and some acrylic and being able to pair them up to create beautiful designs like this that you can use in any kind of woodworking project. But let me back up a little bit and kind of walk through how I did this and what I was actually testing out. So I've got some basswood here, and I wanted to score it first with my xTool just to make sure that I liked this design. It's not a design that I created on my own. I actually downloaded it from another site. But first I wanted to see how it looked when I was able to score it. And then when I liked it, I was ready to figure out how to make the cutout for this notebook. And if you're using something like a jigsaw or a scroll saw, you don't get this level of accuracy like this, like a laser engraver. I mean, look at the precision on this, this machine. It's incredible. It was so exciting to see this butterfly come to life and have it be exactly how it looked on the computer as it looked on the wood. So once it cut all the small pieces, then it did the outline of the butterfly, and then it did the small little area where the rings, the spiral rings are going to go. And then it did the cutout of the entire notebook, both the front and the back cover. So I could actually put probably 3 pieces of basswood, 12 by 12 basswood in the P3 and be able to cut multiple pieces at a time, which is what I love. Now you'll notice that I was able to get one butterfly, which looks fantastic. So we'll set that aside. And then I had the top cover, but I realized I needed a back cover to glue to it so that I had something to glue the butterfly down to, which you'll see in just a moment how I'm putting all the pieces together, kind of like a puzzle. So let's talk about the bocote. I love bocote, and I didn't know what settings to use. Whatever I tried first, it didn't even cut through the wood. So I was like, wait a minute, we're going to need more power and we're going to have to slow this laser down. And I was able to do a successful second cut. When you are doing any kind of wood that's like a hardwood and it's oily and you could potentially scorch your wood, the best thing is to put masking tape. And I should have known that before I started. Bocote is one of my favorite, actually I would say it's probably my favorite exotic wood. It's from Mexico and Central America. It can be very expensive, but if you want it for an accent part of a project, adding oil to it, it just comes alive. It's so worth it. So the next wood I was going to try to cut was the zebrawood. And of course I did a little square here. It was okay. It wasn't too terribly burnt, scorched. And I was ready to cut out a couple other pieces with the zebrawood. I do like how the edges were caramelized. Some of these pieces seemed like they were a little too burnt, but again, if I had used masking tape, it probably would not have gotten scorched. Now the next 2 gave me a huge headache. I kept trying to figure out how to cut this Bolivian rosewood and the leopard wood. They were beautiful. I wanted them to be not scorched, but I kept running them over and over and over, changing the settings in xTool Studio. Anyway, remember, the masking tape would have worked. It got to a point where I said, you know what, I can't cut out all of this. Like, this is expensive wood. I can't do this many tests. Now, xTool Studio does have a program or a feature where you can do an array, right? So let's say you can actually do a grid. So you kind of know for this material what the settings will look like at each setting. Anyway, I didn't have enough wood to do that. So I went ahead and said, you know what, we just gonna cut these pieces out. And if we need to sand them, we need to do whatever we need to make it work. But somebody gave me a tip that rubbing alcohol can actually work as well to remove some of that soot. So once those pieces were cut for the butterfly, next it was time to cut the acrylic. I needed black and green. And really the cutting that I did with the green acrylic here that you see, it's got masking paper that's already attached to it. But I wanted to just try it out to see what this would look like with acrylic. So I cut it out, did a test, made sure my settings were good, but also realized I had a lot of little pieces here that I could use with the wood, with the exotic woods. So I peeled off all of the backing and then did the black. One of the most challenging things about this project was that the pieces were so freaking small. So you have to peel off these little tiny pieces of backing, which you see here, it's actually got like a protective sheet over it, right? That's so it doesn't get scratched. So you have to like peel off the little bitty backing, and it does fall down in the machine. But the thing is, xTool's cool. It's got a tray there, so you just open it up, grab all your little pieces, and then peel the backing. But like me, I don't really have fingernails, so it's kind of hard to really get a grasp on that little tiny paper. So keep that in mind if you're cutting really small pieces. And this is the first time I've ever done a project like this. So remember, I had to take 2 pieces of basswood, glue them together, and then I took that wooden butterfly, stained it, and then filled in some parts with the bocote. And it kind of reminded me in woodworking when you do an inlay, right? Like on a beautiful table or something like that. And this wasn't quite the same because there was a varying thickness between the basswood, the exotic woods, the acrylic, but it all kind of came together, and I just liked how creative and artistic it felt. But here's a close-up of putting in the acrylic, and the acrylic was a little different than the basswood, so it created a little bit of texture there that I thought was really nice. I used this furniture balm on the wood, and you can see how the bocote just came to life. I mean, the rosewood, the zebrawood, it just, oh my gosh, that's why I love exotic woods and putting oil on them. And I didn't know if I should oil them before or after. I just decided to do it after. Again, remember, I'd never done any project like this before, so I didn't know what to do. I was just experimenting and then wiping off the excess. Now, the next day when I came into the she shed, I noticed that the wood in between the antenna was kind of lifting up. So next time I have to do a better glue job, and I have to make sure I'm putting some pressure and some weight on that so it doesn't lift up. So the last part was to turn this into a journal. So we're using the Cinch. This is by We Are Makers, and it will allow me to turn this into an actual journal with metal binding and using my own paper. And so I'm using a pack of paper that I bought from Amazon, a really good quality paper. And this machine actually allows me to do hole punches, and they're universal. So it doesn't matter if you are using the spiral like I'm going to use, if you're using a different kind of spiral, it fits pretty much all of the different spirals. They did send me some. These are 3/4 of an inch, and it's perfect for the project that I was doing. So not only does it do the hole punch up to 20 sheets, but you can then organize your papers along the side and you can trim it. So I'm using my arrow tools to just snip it to the size that I want. So this gives you a lot of customization. So not only can you do custom journals and notebooks and planners, but you can make them look professional, and you can do them whatever size you want because the holes are universal. So just showing you how this machine sets up, and on the back, this is where you do the binding. So you would adjust it. Again, this is 3/4 of an inch of binding material that I'm using, this wire. So I'm going to make sure that my notebook is pressed up against the side. Okay, so now that I've kind of run through that, let me show you what I did with my notebook. So the first thing I'm doing is putting in the pages, and then I'm putting in the top cover, which you just saw me create, and then I'm putting in the back cover. And I want to make sure the faces are together, because that whole set is then going to be rotated around to the back of the machine, and then I'm going to adjust it to 3/4 of an inch, which again, I previously did, and I'm going to put the little guide. This is to make sure that the coils don't get messed up. So those coils set right there in that guide, making sure that it's pushed up against the machine. And I like to put like a little support underneath. It just makes it easier to cinch. And that line where the 2 ends of the metal come together, it will actually be hidden on the back part of the cover. So it looks very professional when you open it up. And this is what the journal looks like. I mean, look at all of that color of the exotic woods. You have the acrylic. I mean, this turned out much better than what I had even expected. I was so happy with this and the texture that was created by the woods. And I think going forward, I definitely want to move up to the next size. These are 3/4 of an inch binding wires. I think I want to move up, even though the pages flow freely. When I got to the last cover, there was a little bit of a hitch where it was hard to close. So I definitely have to make some tweaks to this. It's not perfect, but I think this is a pretty good start to being able to make my own custom journals. And if you're wondering if I'm selling these, yes, I'm actually going to sell these. You can click the link down below for the link if you want to order one from me, and I will personally make it for you. And if you're considering starting a side business with making crafts and doing some woodworking, you might want to consider getting a laser engraver, because it takes whatever project you're working on to a whole nother level. All right, find my links down below, my affiliate links, and I will see you next project.